Hey manifestors, Meera Allen with your Manifesting Destiny Moon Update. We are coming to a full moon in Sagittarius on the 11th. Let's get into these times. So it's going to be for Sydney, Brisbane, Australia at 5:43 p.m. on the 11th, LA 12:43 a.m., New York 3:43 a.m., London 8:43 a.m., Singapore 3:43 p.m. on the 11th. You know, Sagittarius is a fire sign. It is an adventurous sign. It is that goal-orientated, let's go and explore, let's see the bigger picture of what's going on in the world right now and in my own world right now. Couple that with the sun that's moved into Gemini season. So happy birthday all the Geminis out there, which is all about that duality, communication. Now, when you mix a full moon in fire with that communication of the twins, that Mercury driven air, so much duality conversation, this side, this side, this side, this side, all trying to express themselves. But then what fuels fire is that air. So you're getting that opposing energy of just fire and air, which makes everything kind of go up, and it can sometimes feel quite intense and explosive. So we've got to be aware this full moon. Where can we channel any explosive energy? Where can we put it to something that we want to create, and that's something that we want to explore in ourselves? You know, I've noticed in this last few days, there's been so much about appearing, disappearing, communicating, not communicating, being really present and expressing, then disappearing, in so many dynamics in various types of relationships. Now there's so many ways that you can communicate. We can communicate these days through text messaging, calling, direct messaging, messenger, WhatsApp, normal calls, face-to-face, in person. The energetics of it is just another whole entire thing to itself. So when it's Gemini season, where are we being reflected? What are we reflecting? How do we communicate? Who do we vibe with? Who do we disappear from? So notice where this duality can happen. It can be sometimes extraordinarily conflicting. And now leading up to a full moon in Sagittarius, it can feel like 1 minute I'm over here doing this, next minute I want to adventure over here and do that. So it can be a little bit ungrounded. We really got to come back to the center, especially in this lead up to this solstice for the Northern Hemisphere, the summer solstice for the Southern Hemisphere, our winter solstice, our shortest day of the year. I'm in my warm knits and things like that lately. So we've got to really look at how to channel this fire and air energy, how to channel the duality that's going on within our brains and our minds. So I'm going to look at the full moon in Sagittarius, which in Yasmin Boland's deck, the Moonology deck, is this one here, the Moonology oracle cards. She says, look at the bigger picture at the full moon in Sagittarius. So look at that beautiful image there. She says, are you thinking too much about the details of the dilemma? Are you fretting over a minute, and that can be counterproductive? Or perhaps all talk and no action? This card is a reminder that while it's good to think things through, sometimes you need to take a step back and look at the bigger picture. What do you see about your current situation? What's the most positive thought you can have about it? Now it's time to count your blessings, even if you don't exactly have what you want yet. It's also a reminder that we often have to take a few risks and go with uncertainty on this journey called life. Keep an open mind about what's for the best. The universe can surprise you now. The attunement to the moon is take time out for a mini break or an adventure. I've been doing a lot of those lately. The additional meanings are the situation may have come around because you have been distracted, like I was saying, this Gemini air. Be confident to win the day. Have you shown that you care? If not, now's the time. Find a balance between speaking the mind and saying too much. Again, that duality of communication. Overthinking, oversharing. Where can we sit in the center of that? The teachings of the full moon in Sagittarius is, there is a time when we are reminded in life it can be an adventure, and there's a big wide world to see beyond our backyard. It's about having fun and being prepared to sail into uncharted territory. It's about big ideas versus the details. No matter when this comes up, it encourages you to look at the bigger picture. So we're in this bigger picture time now. We're in this internal as well as external dialogue with the universe, whatever you believe, God, or that loving divine energy. We're in communion with that, communication with that all the time, through our thoughts, through our actions, and through our word. So it's a beautiful time right now. We've come out of so much Aries energy. We're still in a little bit of this Aries energy, where it's about going forward and really taking charge of where your destiny is headed and what we do with our time, our energy, and our five senses, and who we spend that with. So now we get to really look at how do we communicate all these facets of what we want for our bigger picture, whether it's writing it down, whether it's making and developing a goal or a plan, whether it's going through conversations with people and going through your emotional expression of what you want, how you want that to look like, whether it's the relationships around you, whether it's going within a little bit and saying, hey, I need some time out, I need some time and space for myself to regroup myself, whether it's really having those awkward conversations and speaking up, and whether it is having that adventure, that real Sagittarius adventure, and taking that time out, a couple of days or a week or a month or whatever you need to have some time and space to regroup your bigger picture. You don't need to get bogged down in all the details right now. Just make that first step, like that centaur. You know, the centaur, that half horse, half man, has the ability to really think with the intellect and the mind and see that bigger dream and bigger picture when he holds his bow and arrow. I always talk about that when I talk about Sagittarius. Yet has the agility and the tenaciousness of a horse to gallop and be free to get to those lofty ideals and goals, because he has both intellect and ability and agility. In Gemini season, we can communicate that out. We can think it, we can feel it, we can believe it, we can become it. It is a powerful time for manifesting. So remember, a lot of this, I always bring it back to what we're creating. Because if we are just subject to our technology, our phones, and the information that's given to us, we are just receiving all this stuff. Whereas now's the time we get to be the ones that empower ourselves and create our realities. My name is Meera Allen. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, the little bell thing or the button below, subscribe. If you want to share this with anybody that you feel like is lost in this duality, or maybe is not understanding what's going on, or they're going through a little tough time and they're kind of like, wow, this is what I needed to hear, please send it to them and give them a bit of peace of mind. We're in Gemini season. It can be heady, it can be airy, it can be fast communications, it can be chops and changes, it can be very ungrounding. So it's good for people to kind of know, even if they don't know the depths of astrology properly, at least they can get a very basic snippet of what's going on. So check your time of your full moon, this time of the 11th, and where you're situated on planet Earth. See where that is for you, and on that lead up to that full moon, think of what you want to illuminate, what you want to say in prayer, what you want to communicate to the divine, and how you can bring that out into yourself. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Namaste.